Mike Martinez and my partner and friend Marquel Russell. How you doing, Marquel?
I'm fantastic, Mike. Fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic, man. And as we promised, and as we mentioned in our last video, we're putting together a series for helping people kind of get their mind prepared for the upcoming year and creating fresh goals and actually achieving those goals, right? I'm very excited about it, and I know you and I have spoken a lot about this, and you and I do a lot of this stuff, and we just want to share with other people what works, right?
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
Yep. So, first of all, let me just kind of start this conversation before we get too deep into it. What do you find to be important as far as, or why even consider, getting your mind prepared for achieving goals, man?
I think it's very, very important because it all starts, internally with your mind. Because I feel like, whatever your external life is at this point, wherever you are, it's just an outward manifestation of your inner. And it all starts with your mind. And your mind is basically, I look at your mind as a foundation. So let's say if you're building a house, and if you're not building that house on a solid foundation, anything can happen. Anything, with technology could happen, or somebody might say something negative, or you might hit a roadblock, and if you don't have that foundation, which is your mind set up properly, it could kind of, your whole empire could just crumble because you have to build on that solid foundation. So I think it's very, very important because without it, because, I'm sure you know as well, from talking to people in the entrepreneurial home business arena, everybody want to learn the how-to. What do I do? How do I make these dreams come true? But when you start talking about, first we got to start with the mindset. They're like, all right, well, the mindset stuff is cool, but, I want to know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we miss it just because, of not having that. So I think the mindset is very, very key.
And that's a good point you bring up, man, because I see it a lot myself, man. And what I'm talking about and what you just mentioned is, we want more techniques, more strategies. But the bottom line is the techniques and strategies work. But if your mind is not prepared for that success, at some point it's going to do something to sabotage you. If your mind really believes, I can't really be successful in the home business, or I've failed so many other times in the past. This new company is not going to make a difference. Even if you don't consciously are aware of that thought, if it's in the back of your mind and if it's a belief of yours, it's going to do something to derail you. No matter what techniques you're learning, no matter how good the company is, it's just going to find a way to trip you up and hold you back. So when you go out there and you see people that are doing the steps, right, following through on the steps, yet somehow, they got, let's say, a family member or a spouse that's knocking them over saying, you're wasting your time. And that creates that little doubt in their mind, right? That's what eventually ends up knocking the whole house of cards down, right?
Right.
So one of the key things is to make sure that your mind is so focused and so grounded. Like you say, you want to start with a good foundation. You need to have that foundation there in order to succeed. So,
exactly.
Anything you want to add before we actually get into this foundation? Because here's the bottom line, Marquel, and everybody that's listening. This is not going to be a long, drawn-out explanation or a preachy sermon on what you need to do or why you should have your mind in there. But we want you to be clear on how important it is, and then we want to go right into, putting a plan of action into play so that you can go out there and actually start doing the changes that you need mentally and working forward with this. So anything else you want to add before we get into the assignment?
Well, no, I would just say, just the mindset is critical. I mean, anyone we look up to or, study, the mindset is critical. It plays a major part because your level of success or your level of income would never exceed your level of personal development. And if it does, it'll be short-lived. And the reason that is, we see it all the time with people who hit the lottery. You may hit the lottery for $500,000 or $500 million or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
But, research shows that typically 3 to 5 years out, they're in a worse situation than they were, before they hit the lotto because their mindset wasn't prepared. Even the same thing with professional athletes. We see professional athletes make all this money a few years out. They may get hurt or they may still be they may get into drugs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And a few years out, they're in a worse situation than they were. And the only reason it is because their mindset wasn't developed, to where it needs to be to sustain that level of income. So the mindset is definitely critical.
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and get into it.
I agree with you 1,000%. So when we talk about mindset, guys, here's where we want to be. Again, we got a fresh year coming upon us, and Infinite Success University not only gives you the tools that you need as far as online marketing and business building and stuff like that, but it's also focused on that personal development aspect of developing the mind. Because, again, all the tools and all the strategies and all the great companies and all that mean very little if the mind isn't prepared. So Infinite Success University is kind of putting the whole game together, and that's what I love about it. Why don't you start with the assignment there?
Well, what I would say is, and like you said, with Infinite Success University, the reason we came up with the name Infinite Success University because the reality is there's really no limit of success that we can have. We live in an abundant world, and it's, your levels of income and your levels of success is infinite. The possibilities are infinite. Mm-hmm. And it starts with, developing that mindset and then crafting that vision. So for starters, with what your assignment should be, because, of course, we're less than 30 days before 2013. So instead of waiting to 2013, or January 1st or whatever, or around Christmas to start your resolutions, I would say instead of making resolutions this year, make promises, make proclamations, and go ahead and create what you're going to design, for 2013, and really make a clear vision. I like to, because I have a 6-month coaching program, and the first session that we do with my clients is crafting your ultimate vision. Like, where do you want to be 6 months from now? Where do you want to be? 90 days into 2013, where do you want to be? What does that look like for you? Financially, what does it look like for you? How much income do you want to have in the bank? How much do you want to have coming in residually every month? If you're network marketing, of course, how many personally people do you want to have sponsored? So that's income. Or let's say on a personal development level, how much time per day do you want to commit to personal development? Then even you want to go to a marketing, from a marketing standpoint, which strategy do you want to have mastered, in the next 90 days? How many leads do you want to have coming in on a day-to-day basis? And then on the physical, because that's just as important as mindset, the physical, what does your physical workout look like? How much time are you spending on the gym every day? Or even if you don't have to go on a long, drawn-out gym membership or anything, it could just be a run to the top of the street and walk back. It could just be a walk to the top of the street and walk back. Anything that's going to get that blood pumping, once you get started. Even on the spiritual level, how's your spiritual life looking like? What's your spiritual going to be like every day? Are you going to get into meditation or prayer? How's that going to look for you every day? Because it's really about holistic success, not just financial. So you really have to make sure you have all those angles set. So the first assignment would be, okay, make a column, financial, physical, spiritual, emotional, and I think personal development or something like that. I don't know if I skipped one or not. Mm-hmm. But definitely make a column with all those. It's right now, okay, a 90-day column, and then a 90-day, then you have a 6-month column, and then you have a 12-month column. And kind of write out exactly what do you want to look like. And from that, write down exactly how you want it to look, 90 days, even now, you can start now. Okay, write it down now. Over the next 3 weeks to 4 weeks going into 2013, what do you want to create? What do you want that to look like going into 2013? And then write out your 90 days into 2013, your 6 months into 2013. and so forth, and really be specific. What kind of car you want to be driving. Where do you want to be living with your family? Where do you want to be living? Schools, just the whole nine. So that'll be the first part of the assignment. What do you want to add to that, Mike?
Well, I like the strategy, and that's what works. When you kind of take the steps going from, where am I going to be at this point? How can I judge? Because that keeps you accountable to yourself and to your goals and to your vision. And you're just walking the people through the process so they can be accountable to themselves, which is excellent. What I would like to add is this: when you accomplish something, and Marquel, you just celebrated your first year anniversary, right?
Right.
Okay. You remember when you first started dating your wife? She was just everything in your mind. You would get up in the morning, you see her pretty face, you go to sleep at night, you're thinking about her, right? You fell in love with her. And that's what you got to do with your vision. You got to create a vision that's so appealing, so dynamic, so inspiring, that it's in your mind. You're obsessed with it, and it's a good obsession. It's in your mind consistently, constantly, without you're not struggling to have it on your mind, right? And that's what brought you to the aisle there where you said I do, right? And the same thing with her. So you got to fall in love with your vision. You got to become obsessed with it. You got to create such a clear picture of what you want to have to happen that there is no doubt. And that's the other thing. You don't want to accept any doubt. You don't want anybody to come over and steal your dream. Do not let anybody change that focus for you. If they have something, people are always going to have something negative to say. And that's unfortunately, you have much more people that are ready to kick you down than are ready to pick you up. So you got to keep that in mind. And if you want to produce different results than what they're producing, right, then you got to say, you know what, I'm obsessed with this goal. I'm totally in love with this goal. I'm not going to let any doubt creep in my mind. I'm just going to stay focused, and every day, as many times as you can, focus on that vision. And again, Marquel kind of broke it down so that you are, creating a vision for your emotional states, for your financial situation, for your spiritual situation, for your relationships, all that. So you're breaking down several different visions there. You need to fall in love with each one of those visions and just plaster it on your mind. Do not let not one thing. Don't sit in front of the TV and hear the news say, the economy's tanking. Forget about that. Do not accept anything negative. Do not accept any doubt in your mind. Just continue to focus on the goal. And if you do that, guys, I know the results that you're going to produce, it's amazing. What you're going to start attracting to your life is absolutely amazing. So anything to add to that?
No, you're right. You're right on, man. You're right on. And another way, I guess, would be a bonus assignment, and it'll kind of tie right into writing it out, because like you said, you want to plaster it onto your mind and it becomes a part of you. And the way that I found to become a part of me is, and I also teach other individuals, is once you write it out, you want to kind of move from a state of needing to a state of already having. So once you write it out, you want to write it out in the place that you already have it. So say for instance, for example, instead of saying I will have made $10,000 a month by February 2013, right? You can write, for example, on or before February 2013, I will made at least, $10,000 a month. Or you can say, I make $10,000 a month every month, with ease, with effortless, with ease, and excitement. And mine personally, like for example, with mine, and I do them every day. I make $10,000 a month effortlessly, with ease, excitement, and zero guilt or regret. So you kind of got to see it already in the present tense. Or I drive 2013 Lamborghini. If that's what it is for you, if that's not what it is for me, that is for example. Or I have optimal health. I run a mile every day to get my energy, A1. Or I'm able to spend tons of quality time with my family and still generate residual income. So you got to write it in the I am tense. So when you write these out, in your financial, spiritual, everything. Write it in the present tense like you already have it, and that'll really resonate with your subconscious mind. Because the crazy thing about the subconscious mind, it doesn't know if it's actually reality right now or if it's made up. You know, so by you saying it's already done, you're programming your subconscious mind to attract the things to you to really help manifest that. So that's a powerful thing.
That's it, man. I love that, man. And I'll tell you, you hit it on the head when you said, you just got to continue to throw it out there. You got to continue to do it in a positive moment right here. I know Bob Proctor, fantastic personal development teacher. He likes to use I am so happy and grateful now that blank, right. blank, blank. And that's an excellent way of putting it there, because gratitude, guys, again, it shows a faith in God. You're grateful beforehand. You're grateful that God has given you the power and ability to attract that to your life, and you're stating that. And all that is very, very powerful, guys. And in closing, I want to say, guys, listen, you know what? Here's the bottom line. My karate instructor says when we're working out, hey, listen, you didn't come to the school to do anything to benefit me, right? And he's pointing to himself. You came to the school to benefit yourself, to grow yourself. So it pays for you to go all out. It pays for you to go out there and do the exercises the way you're supposed to at the maximum level. You want to push it. You want to push yourself to really produce the result. So I'm going to say that to you guys. If you're out there and you're listening to this and you now have the desire to create changes for 2013, you now have a blueprint. So like Marquel just said, create those categories. Write that down. Put the timetable on it. Next 3 months, next 6 months, next year, next whatever. And hold yourself accountable and play all out, guys. Just play all out. Don't leave anything in the field. Just go out there and do it, and just become obsessed with your goal. Fall in love with all the goals that you set up there, and take the daily action. Make sure that you are reviewing them on a daily basis, so that your mind gets flooded with these ideas. Your mind gets flooded with these visions. If you can't create the vision in your mind, you're not going to produce the results. So create the vision in your mind first, guys. Be crystal clear, be exact, know exactly what you want to achieve in 2013, and some magical things are going to happen.
Absolutely. And the only thing I would add, Mike, is when doing this assignment, think no limits. I mean, just write it, go out, like Mike said, go all out, right? Whatever it is that you want, don't think, well, I don't know, man, maybe I can't do that in 90 days, or maybe I can't do that within a year. Whatever it is, write it down. Think infinite, think no limits, and you'll be surprised what you can make happen. And it's very, very powerful. So write it down, and like Mike said, go all out, and think, be, do, have. I mean, you got to be the person that you want to be now, and then you will start doing these activities. After you get this vision now you're being. Then you're going to start doing on a daily basis what you need to do to attract this, and then you're going to start having the things. Most people have it backwards. They think they got to have it, to do, to be, but it's be, do, have. And like Mike said, go all out. Going into 2013, make it happen.
Yep. And one last thing, guys. If you're listening to this, you're part of the Infinite Success University group on Facebook. You want to hold yourself accountable. But on top of that, I encourage you to put yourself on the line and post one of your goals, at least one of your goals on the group. Say, you know what, I listened to the first week's action plan, and here's one of the goals I'm going to be striving for in 2013. Share it with everybody. Once you release that thought out there to the universe, guys, different things start working in your favor. So, again, we're not going to shoot you down for any crazy goal, right? It doesn't make a difference what you say. We're just going to encourage you and try to lift you up and try to do whatever we can to help you reach that goal. So put it out there on the Infinite Success University. You okay with that, Marquel?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so just put it out there, guys, and you'll see not only that you are holding yourself accountable. Subconsciously you're going to say, you know what? I put it out there. I gotta get that house that I said I was going to get. I'm going to get that Benz that I said I was going to get. I'm going to create this organization that I said I was going to create. So put yourself out there, guys. Put yourself out there and have all the confidence in the world that it's going to happen, that it's going to be yours, and you'll see some major changes. So with that, just going to close this off. Any closing statement there, Marquel?
No, I mean you hit it right on the head, Mike. I mean, just do it. I mean, the time is now. I mean, if not now, when? If not you, who? I mean, make it happen. You and your family deserve it.
Great way to close, brother. All right, guys. Until next week. And I'll be looking out there for the post on the group. So just go out there and do it, guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night.